Hello traders, Gary Wagner here just after 10 o'clock in Honolulu, 4 o'clock in New York on Thursday, the 9th day of April 2015, and this is the daily report for gold and silver. We do have precious metals, except for palladium, under pressure today, trading moderately lower. Silver leading the way in terms of percentage drawdown. We'll look at that in a second. First to gold, off about $8 on the day. Critically important, below $1,200. Currently trading at $11.94. That is near the low of $11.92.40 and a high of $12.01.60. Silver just falling out of bed, down about 36 cents, over 2% on the day. If you compare that to gold, off by just over a 0.5%, 0.67% drawdown. You can see currently we are looking at 16.18. That is the current price that we're looking at in silver. Now, in terms of highs and lows, you have a low of 16.09. and you have a high of 16.40. And as we talked about yesterday, we're really looking for the market at least to touch around 16.10 to 16. That would be the first place I would even look for support in silver. We'll touch upon that in a second. So traders, if you recall from yesterday, from my commentary, my belief was once we saw this market come under pressure, not be able to find support, especially at 1200, my belief is that we could drift lower in terms of pricing right now. Now, we are below our 13-day moving average. When we take a look at the last 3 days of activity now, meaning these three candles, what we're really seeing is it is a particular pattern that is simply called three crows. On three crows, you're basically, it's a bearish continuation pattern. The other thing that I'm noticing in terms of candlesticks is you do get this, I'm not sure if it's an incomplete or a full dark cloud cover, because the difference between the two is whether or not this close here came at or below the midpoint, and it looks like just a little bit above, but right around there. But more interesting really is the candle that is forming on our weekly candlestick chart. Let's take a look at that. And so traders, we are looking at a weekly candlestick chart. Let me see if I can't just move this a little bit out of the way. And the candle that is almost complete, and when I say almost complete, really what I'm talking about is the fact that we still have trading tomorrow, so this candle could be completely different tomorrow. But if you look at this candle itself on a weekly, it's actually the opposite of this. This is a hangman. When found at the top of the market, this is called a hangman. If this exact candle type, however, is found at the bottom, such as here, it's called a hammer. This is part of the umbrella group of candles. In the same way, if this candle type is found after a defined decline in market price, it is called an inverted hammer. But when it's found after the market has moved up, it is called a shooting star. And so what we're looking at is truly a shooting star, which is a pretty significant pattern when found, or I should say, a pretty significant candlestick when found within the context of a weekly chart, because it's had so much time. And take a look, you've got this high at about 12.25, and that's the high that I thought we'd be able to take out. Obviously, I was wrong. We were not able to take that out. And you can see it's moved dramatically below all kinds of levels. 1206 is first level we want to look at. Now, the next level in terms of support that we're going to look at, if gold can find, is got to be 1182. But my belief is that we have a distinct possibility right now that we could see this market actually go and try to match these most recent lows. And when we compress this weekly chart, it gives us even more of a kind of a bearish indication. Take a look at these series of tops that come down. We've got ascending tops. Now take a look at these highs that have come in. And there's no other way to look at it, but we've had a series of basically lower highs, but almost equal highs. You've almost got this flat top, but you do see them moving down. We had support prior to this year, or I should say the end of last year, at this low here, which was 1180, but then 1160, 1140. So we have consistently made lower lows, low, lower low, and then this lower low. And that's why I believe we could certainly see this market now come, test this, and possibly even make a lower low. We've been really meandering in this area. We haven't had any kind of upside ability to really gain momentum and move. And the fact is, if the equities markets, which is moving back to record highs again, and if the dollar remains strong, and we'll pull up a dollar chart in a second, the dollar was a really strong moving vehicle today. We could see this market continue under pressure. And traders, this is really the tell of the tape here. Again, look at the strength of the dollar today. So, for example, we've got the market currently trading off, as I said, about $8. However, just due to normal trading on today's activity, in fact, let's go ahead and pull this up and in here, but according to just trading activity, you're actually a plus $3.40. However, when you factor in dollar strength, you've got to take away almost $12. That's where we're getting this negative 840. The negative 840 is a predominant dollar move. And so that's quite interesting. Now, look at that in regards to silver. Silver, you're still getting this dollar strength, giving it exactly the same amount of detraction from price, but you've got some real selling coming into the silver pits today, unlike palladium, platinum, and gold, which are actually trading higher until you account for a strong US dollar. And speaking about silver, here we look at our daily chart. This is a chart that we brought up at the beginning, but look at the decline that we're seeing today. And as I said, my first level that I believe the market almost has to go to is to test support in this area right in here, which comes in probably about 1605, currently at 1616. I see that the market has really literally nowhere to go. Should it break through that area, and I'm going to draw this as straight as I can, but it's an approximation, I'm really looking at these particular bottoms as the next level that we would look for support, and that comes in, call it 1570 on the markets. We're going to remain flat this markets, but I am looking for lower pricing, especially if we see a continuation of dollar strength and higher equities. This has been Gary Wagner wishing you, as always, good trading. We'll talk to you tomorrow on Friday for the weekly wrap-up. Bye-bye.